Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the week of September 5th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have going on here for you, Cancer. Now I am using the Mermaid Tarot as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Make sure we're all set up and in view. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you, Cancer. All right. All right, let's go ahead and see here. We'll put this up here. We'll also take a couple of these Keepers of the Light card just to clarify as we go along. All right. So, Cancer, you have what I affectionately call the final boss here in the overall situation, which is the Judgment card, okay? So has been, or there will be, or you're currently dealing with a lot of self-evaluation in your life. You're really looking at your life and asking yourself, what do I need to, prune? What do I need to add? What kind of asking those types of questions at this time. You definitely, I think you can see that there are many paths and choices ahead of you to the point where this may feel a little bit overwhelming. The answer is within you, though, to choosing which path or making the choice here. The answer is absolutely within you, and I'll tell you why. You have an interesting combination here in the future. You also have an interesting combination here in the past of a counterpart with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. So for some of you, this reading is going to be about love, and for some of you, this reading is going to be about, I think, general life situations, like a general life reading. I don't see a whole lot of career energy here like I normally do, but we'll see what happens when we come in with the clarification. So let's just go ahead and get in here. So in the overall situation, you do have the Judgment card. This card is the last card before you hit the world. And so this is kind of, like I said, the last hurdle or the final boss, if you want to call it that. And the idea with the Judgment card is it is a card of karma because all of the choices that you've made up to this point are rendering out in real time. So the major arcana, the major arcana starts with the Fool, which is number 0. The Fool goes all the way through the major arcana to eventually get to the world. But when the Fool gets to the Judgment, essentially the Fool sees like a life review, or the Fool sort of sees like a review of the experiences that they've had all the way up to this point. And this asks you, and essentially what that means is karma, because karma is just the accumulation of your actions. And what the Fool needs to do, or in this case, you are the Fool, you are the hero in the story. What you need to do is ask yourself if your actions have been in alignment with completing this task or this journey or this goal. Are you sort of walking in the truest version of yourself? Are you acting in the truest kind of way that you can at this time? So it's a heavier message. The Judgment is an inherently heavy card, but it's also a very positive card because you're so close to kind of completing something. In the past here, you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So interesting because counterparts in the tarot. And so some of you may be evaluating yourself, and as a result, evaluating your partnership, your marriage, your whatever it is. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time. If you're not married, maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time, and you're like, okay, am I able to sort of give as much as I can, not only to myself, but this other person, and vice versa? As a result, is this other person giving me what I need? And some of you may be looking at that. Some of you may be questioning that. On another level here, both of these cards, they're very similar, obviously. Both of these cards can indicate needing to do some sort of self-care practice, needing to be calm in the face of emotional turmoil or emotional challenge. And by the way, your ability to be calm in the face of challenge, but also trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. Okay, the Queen of Cups, second most intuitive card in the tarot. And so it's this idea, some of you may have been kind of dealing with those themes and those elements in your life here recently. What else am I getting here? I think some of you are evaluating relationships, and they don't have to just be romantic. They could be any type of relationship, because you're in a period of self-evaluation. And I think some of you are finding out in going into that period of self-evaluation, you're looking at how the relationships in your life are sort of connecting to other areas of your life, and the importance that relationships hold in your life. I think you're kind of looking at all of these sorts of things right now. In the future, you have the Seven of Cups and the Hermit. Now, I want to point something out here to you. The word self has been coming in to this reading a lot. And it's been coming in the first three cards. You are a water sign, obviously, and the King and the Queen of Cups can represent water signs, right? That's the self in this case, because we're looking at Cancer, the sign of Cancer. Judgment, self-evaluation, intuition, and then you have this idea of the Hermit, which is going into solitude, being alone, being by yourself. So you have this idea of the self showing up heavily here. And what's going on is you have a ton of choices. You have a ton of options, so much so that you may feel a little overwhelmed and confused about maybe a certain life area or a certain relationship issue. And in order for you to choose this best cup here, or what cup is best for you, you have to go to yourself, okay? You have to dive in. You have to dive in and go into a period of introspection. In this case, I'm not saying that that's how it always has to be, but I'm saying in this case, because you have the Hermit card, the Hermit is looking at the light here, but they have discovered that the light is also within them, not just within the lantern. And so for you, you're choosing which cup is right for you. And the best path forward for you to do that is from the self, in this case, very much so in this reading, based on the cards that you've pulled so far. So let's get some more details around what this could be. So moving up here, you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords, and you also have the Justice card. So you have the two major cards of karma in the tarot, Judgment and Justice. And think about the pairing of those two words, justice and judgment, or judgment and justice, right? That's like a very serious, very, it's not bad. It's just a very like, okay, you know, it is what it is type of energy, you know? The Justice card, the idea with that is that at the end of the day, you get the outcome you deserve. It is the biggest card of karma, and then you have it paired with the Judgment card in the middle, which is another massive karma card. And so when you get that energy, for me, it's like this time where it's like a very serious time of introspection, because karma is just the accumulation of your actions. But it's also like it's not time to play around. Like it's a time to evaluate and get serious about the actions that you're taking and the actions that you will take in the future. And I think that some of you are really at this sort of crossroads, because those two cards are coming in here along with the Seven of Cups, which is about a choice. It is about options. And so I think some of you here are at a junction point, or you're at you're needing to decide on something big here. The Wheel of Fortune in the past, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is all about, there's been a lucky situation here for you, or the Wheel of Fortune says that your destiny has sort of been spinning here in the past. You've known that you're sort of, things have sort of been aligning for you here in the past. With the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, I think some of you are a little bit fearful that you've missed out on something with the Four of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Four of Cups, this person here in the background, here is offering this person a way out of their apathy and their boredom. But they must be ready to sort of act on the opportunity. The Wheel of Fortune is a change. The Four of Cups is an opportunity that you want to make sure you do not miss out on. I almost feel like some of you have missed out on something. And the truth is that I don't think you have, because we have optionality here in the future, right? You have options here in the future. And so in your mind, you may feel like that was your last hope or your last opportunity, but the cards are suggesting that there are more options here available. The Ten of Swords is something that's completing or ending. The reality is that once you choose one cup, all of the other cups will no longer be available. So the 6 other cups, the paths and the options available in those 6 other cups, they will end, but you will be left with the cup that you chose. And so that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. So you have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Hilarion, divine healing, honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. And then you also have Lady Venus, downloads and understanding, truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. This is my favorite card in this Keepers of the Light deck. I've been using this deck since 2017, like 5 years now. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, wow, I've been using this deck for a long time. But this card, for me, this is an extremely high vibration card. I've seen this come in when you get synchronicities, you hear song lyrics in the grocery store that connect to something in your mind, and you're like, wait a second, that's not a coincidence. Or you see repeating numbers, or you overhear a conversation where people are saying something where it's like, wait, is that for me? Or what did I just get from that? Like those types of synchronicities, dream messages. I think that some of you here with Lady Venus and Master Buddha, it's time to go into some meditation if you can. Yeah, I know it's not for everybody, but it may be time for you to really go into some, if meditation, like the formal practice of sitting down and meditating is not for you, like go on a walk without your headphones on and see what comes in, because there's a big message of self. There's a big message of introspection. There's something like this is very important to you at this time, or important for you based on the cards. Let's go and see what else we have here. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Fool. So definitely like that for you here. I also want to point out, I mean, we're just getting confirmation after confirmation here. If you take a look, the musical notes coming out of the person here on the Moon, that is like this idea of listening to the voice of the universe, or listening to the music of the universe, and really paying attention to those messages, right? Really paying attention to what the universe is trying to sing to you or speak to you around. You have this idea of like buried treasure or something here in the past. There was some big opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Cups that you feel like you missed out on. But you haven't. You have not missed out on it, because Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, you have a bigger new beginning in the future. Like the Fool is like all 4 aces combined into one card. So you have an even bigger new beginning here with the Fool showing up than you could even ever want from the Ace of Pentacles. And it's available to you in the future around this idea of optionality with the Seven of Cups. And so going back to this Judgment card, or this Justice card, you can see the scale on the card. I think some of you are weighing the option. You're balancing out the opinions, balancing out the facts, weighing the option here. And as soon as you choose the option, the new beginning sort of starts. You hit play, you hit the start button, and there it is. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So you have the Four of Pentacles, and you also have the Four of Swords. Okay, so wow, double fours here showing up. So you're definitely seeing repeating numbers in this week. Would not be surprised over the next 2 weeks, call it. I would not be surprised if you just get a ton of synchronicities here. With Judgment, Justice, Lady Venus, and then all of these other energies. But that is dependent on, are you doing the things that you need to do? Are you taking some time to commune with the universe? There's also stability here with the 2 4s. And I'm really getting this message of the self and you spending some time in solitude. That would be very important. At the top of the pyramid, very nice. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You can see the Queen of Pentacles is generating an idea, generating a pentacle above their head or a money idea. You have some sort of idea here, but you're also taking a practical approach in your life to whatever's coming in or whatever this new beginning is about. And the Empress is major abundance. On the bottom of the deck, it's the most abundant card in the tarot. You have an abundance of choice, options, and abilities here. And just, I want to say, you didn't miss out on this new beginning. There's a new beginning here available to you, and it's still available. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I will see you in the next reading.